Today we're going to talk about how seven-figure brands do market and ad research to find winning ads and allow them to scale to 7-8 figures and beyond. Unfortunately, in 2025, media buying tactics are no longer efficient as they used to be. So that's why market research and making good ads is absolutely crucial if you want to succeed with Facebook ads. My name is Miro and I've been running Facebook ads for e-com stores for the past 7 years. And here on the screen, you can see some of the results that we are getting. And with that being said, let's jump into the training. The training is divided in 4 parts. The first part is step 1, which is the market research. Here we will focus mostly on the customers and their problem and desires. The second part will be that research, where our focus would be indirect competitors, direct competitors, and your own ads. Step 3 will be how to make good video ads. And step 4 is how to make good static ads. So with that being said, let's get started. So when it comes to market research, there is 5 places where you can go to collect information. And these are your indirect competitors, your own assets, your direct competitors, your content around desire and problem, and general niche content. And let's start with indirect competitors. Indirect competitor is everyone who resolves the same problem as you do, but is having a different product. And let's say you're selling a weight loss supplement, and your indirect competitors would be other brands. For example, there is a plenty of apps out there for keto diets, like different weight loss plans. That would be as well paleo diets, trainers for training their customers to lose weight through dieting and exercise, and any other product like Ozempic that is helping clients lose weight, but they're not supplements in this case. And your direct competitors or main competitors would be other supplement brands that are having products for weight loss. So what we want to do with this? The goal of this exercise is to collect as much information as possible and then use this information on making ads. When it comes to collecting information, I would suggest you starting with your own assets. Firstly, what you want to go and do is check what people are saying about your product, what they want to achieve using your product, what is their problem, what are their problems, and see what they tell about your product, how did it help them, what they didn't like, what they did like about the product. You can do this in a few different places. One is being comments, reviews, and support tickets. The comments is probably one of the easiest to look at. I'll show you a quick trick. Go in Ads Manager. What you want to do is you want to make a custom column, and this custom column is post comments. And when you open your campaigns and go on ad level, then you can sort by number of post comments, and you'll be able to see which ads are having comments. So you don't have to just go around and look for them, because some ads will have 0 comments, some will have tons of comments. You can just go ahead and see what people say under your ads. That's a very easy way to go and check and collect this information. Now, when you do that, you want to collect this information, you want to take these comments and put them in Google Doc. And in this Google Doc, you want to collect as many comments as possible, as many reviews as possible on your website, and as many support tickets as possible. What you want to look at here is see trends and see if people are repeating the same things over and over. If there is some kind of repetition when it comes to what people say about the product, about the problems, and so on. And then you want to do the same thing with your indirect and direct competitors. It's very easy to go and check their reviews. Fortunately, you cannot check their support tickets. You can check their reviews and you can check their comments. For the comments, it would be a bit more tricky, because you have to see an ad on your feed and open it and see what are the comments under. And if you're not actively researching your competitors, you don't open their pages, their ads, and so on, you're probably not going to be served ads. But if you're in this niche, you absolutely need to do that. So yeah, make sure to check what your competitors are running. And when you see an ad on your feed, click on it and see what type of ad they're running. So we collect all this information and we put it in documents. You want to have a document like this about your product and your brand, and one for each of your competitors. And I'll tell you what we're going to do with this information in a minute. Just before we do that, I want to go over the content around desire or a problem. This is a content that people have generated on different social media platforms and forums. For example, YouTube. There is a plenty of weight loss content out there. You can go find videos, read what are the comments under, what are people's experiences. Same thing applies for TikTok. Same thing applies for Quora. People directly ask questions here on particular topics. So we can go ahead and read this. One of my personal favorite is Reddit. I'll continue with the weight loss example. But on Reddit, there is communities about particular issues or particular interest. And as you can see, there is communities with hundreds of thousands of people that are talking on this particular topic. So weight loss advice. Is anyone losing weight without GLP? Whoa, 80s frustration. Why do I have to starve myself to lose weight? And this can give you plenty of ideas about different angles that you can run with your ads and how to position yourself and your ad copy. So you want to collect information from here. You want to collect information from Amazon. There is plenty of products there, what people say in the reviews. And the same thing like Reddit, there is Facebook groups, again on particular topics. You can go and search for weight loss, and there will be plenty of groups that will pop up. You want to join these and see what people are talking about there. And lastly, there's general niche content, this being books, videos, and magazines. For example, I do Facebook ads. There isn't really books about Facebook ads, or at least I don't know any about. But there is plenty of videos and there is plenty of podcasts. And I can go and watch this content, consume this content, so I understand better what are the current trends, what are the current practices, what people currently experience when it comes to Facebook ads. So we take all this content and we put it in a document, in Google Documents. And then we go to the next step, which is distilling. We want to purify this content. We want to sort it out. We want to filter it. And we want to make it usable for our needs. And the way we do that is we take all this content that we've gathered up to this point and we put it in any type of AI tool, like ChatGPT, like Wow. You can use even Grok or Meta AI, whatever you choose. And what you want to ask this AI tool is to filter the content and to sort it out by a few main categories. The first one being benefits, second one being desires, third one being objections. And when they filter this content and they sort it out by number of times particular issue or something is mentioned, this will give us a good idea how we want to position our ads and what we want to start first testing. So in this example, we have actual weight loss. Secondary benefit will be increased energy. Third benefit will be reduced appetite. Fourth benefit will be better mood. And third will be improved sleep. When it comes to desires, people want quick results. They want natural ingredients. They want something that's easy to use. And they want affordable price without side effects. And some of the objections could be, the price is too high, this is subscription, or they being just skeptical of the claims out there. We want to address as many of these as possible, and we want to start with the one that are most often and most mentioned. So after collecting all this and sort it out, we want to move to the next step, which is researching your competitor ads. There are a few ways to do that. There is plenty of tools that you can use. You can use AdSpy tools. You can use Ads Library. But my favorite way is using something called Atria. And Atria is a tool that allows you to do a few things. One of the things is making different folders with ads. Some of the other things is you can directly see what are the scripts that one of the other things is you can see directly what are the scripts that your competitors use. You can see what their hooks are and so on. So I'll show you in a moment how this works. But when it comes to the indirect competitors ads, there's a few things you want to do. So indirect competitors, again, you want to see what are their main angles, what are the longest running ads, what type of ads they use, how they position themselves, if there's like any trends, and where they send the traffic. This applies again for your direct competitors. And probably the most important here is the main angles and what type of ads they use, how they position themselves. And then it is your own assets. So you probably have been running ads for some time now, and you should have a clear idea what are your winning ads, what are your winning angles, and what are your winning hooks. So once we start doing that, the exercise is pretty much the same as the first part. We want to collect everything in a document, and we want to look at the angles, the ads, what they're running, how are these ads filmed, what are the type of ads? Is it like UGC content? Is it like professionally made ads? Is it something like motion graphics? And what key visuals do they consistently show? How they position themselves, what is their mechanism of the product, what are the key things they're showing that people want, what are the key problems that they resolve with their product. And again, do this by separating your direct competitors like in different documents. And lastly, you want to see where are they sending the traffic. Do they have like dedicated landing pages for that? Do they send traffic directly to the product page, or maybe they run an advertorial based on the angle, or they just simply run ads to the home page? It gives you an idea of things that you may want to try and test and see how they'll affect your conversion rate and what type of results you'll get doing that. So with that being said, when you collect all this information, there is a few main answers that we want to answer. And these answers are right here. And before we do that, I just wanted to show you how to use Zapier for that. So for example, what I want to do is search for weight loss products. So just go and search for weight loss right here. And what Atria has is already a huge database with pre-selected ads and brands. And these ads are selected from advertisers as me or people who are running their own e-com brands and they like their ads. So it will give me a good starting point of other brands that are running ads with weight loss angles. And for my needs, here are a few examples. So Simple App, this is app for like weight loss plans and training programs, I believe. And this would be a good example of indirect competitor. Ovi Health, everyone knows about them. It is supplement brand. Noom again, they're again similar like Simple App. Better Me, same as Simple App and Noom. So this will be indirect competitors, and you can see what type of ads they're running, what type of angles your indirect competitors are running, how they position themselves. You want to keep information and list in the doc. And the same thing applies for brands like Ovi. Here is Ovi. Here is Skinny Fit. I don't know about these Scandinavian bio-ups. I believe they offer like they offer hair loss products. Okay, so as you can see, these are ads that Ovi is running. What you can do here is you can sort by longest running, and you'll see some ads that have been running for some time now. Same thing here. When you're looking at competitor ads, you want to make sure and note what ads they have been running for a long period of times. This means this is an angle that you can probably also scale. All right. And when it comes to the video ads, I just wanted to show you this. So I'll open this ad, and it's very easy to pull out the script from this ad. They have the option to transcribe the script. We already have, in a second, we have the transcript of the video. So you can take it, iterate it, and use it for your own ads. So this is about Atria. The process with Facebook Ads Library is almost the same. Don't think it's a bit more difficult, and there will be a lot of ads from some smaller brands, or sometimes there is ads that are not necessarily relevant to your search result. So then you might have to dig a bit deeper and try to use try to use like keywords that are a bit more relevant to you. So for example, like Health Insider, they have thousands of ads, and you have to scroll quite a bit to find some other brand that is not Health Insider or not one of these main that are showing right now. And you might want to look for something like belly fat. And again, as you can see, it's Health Insider showing up. But what we can do, I will change this to United States. Change this to OWATs, and I'll change this. I'll try by using like a brand name, Skinny Fit. So we have Skinny Fit ads here. And what you can do when you have something like Skinny Fit, you can go to similar web, or even Google like Skinny Fit supplement alternatives, and you can get like other brands like Vital Proteins, Ancient Nutrition, Collagen, and you'll be able even to find like where they have been featured when it comes to different websites. But as you can see, Vital Proteins, Ancient Nutrition, OV Collagen, Cold Age, and you can rinse and repeat the same thing over and over if you don't know how to find your competitors. So for example, we can do now this, OV supplement alternatives, and there is now more brands that appear: Mind Body Green, Seed, Ritual. So you can do this over and over and over, find a bunch of competitors, put them in a list, go see what ads they're running, what are their angles, how they position themselves, and list them in these documents. And that's when we move to this step right here. The goal here is to answer some questions. And when we answer these questions, you have a pretty clear idea what our customers want, what their desires, what their goals, and why they are buying a certain product. So what does my market want? What their desires and goals? And we want this to be a bit deeper, not some superficial surface level stuff. They're usually after some emotional outcome, and they want a lifestyle change or status that they want to achieve. And here is the underlying core desires. They want to feel more respected. They want to travel. They don't want to worry about money. They want to feel attractive. And the reason this matters is because this is the life force of your market that drives action. You cannot really create desire. What you can do is you can take the desire and challenge it and build and focus it on your product and your brand. Second thing is, what does your market struggle with? Their problem and pain points. And a few examples is physical discomfort, emotional pain, daily frustrations, financial stress, and so on. Here is an example: waking up with a stiff neck every morning. We're not talking about like a back pain. Waking up with a stiff neck every morning. It is very specific. And here's the research sources that we've covered so far, but comments on their competitor ads, what the review says, the support tickets, Reddit core discussions, and so on. Who are your main different buying personas? You want to list them out, and you want to be as much specific as possible again. And the reason we want a different personas, because different people buy the same product for different reasons, and they need a different messaging and different angles. This will allow you to create a more and bigger ad diversity, which is crucial in 2025 to scale, because when you run only the same angles for the same buying persona, you're getting pretty quickly ad fatigue, and you're saturating your potential audience. So in order for you to scale, you need to think on how you can serve more clients with different needs and different desires that your product can resolve. What products have they already tried to get what they want? And there are a few main ways you can position yourself. That's failed attempts, successful attempts that fell short, or they have never tried anything. And lastly, what are the main hooks and headlines that work for your competitors? What they use in their ads? And lastly, what hooks headlines work for your competitors, which is absolutely crucial. And this is where we're gonna start with our initial first batch of ads. So now we move to step 3, which is making the ads. Firstly, what we want to do is we want to start with competitor ads. We want to reverse engineer and improve what they already have. Or in other words, we want to take their best angles and their best hooks and improve them. As I showed you already, you can take very easily the video scripts and the hooks using Katria, or if not, you can probably take and download the video and run it through some other software that will take out the scripts for you. We want to pay a very close attention to their ads positionings. So the reason for that is because there is a few different awareness levels. So there is problem and product aware audiences, there are solution aware, and there is completely unaware audiences that experience only some symptom, or they experience the problem, but they don't know why they are experiencing it. And depending on where your customers are at the customer journey, we want to show them different type of ads. Now we'll start with the problem and product aware audience. As we said, we always start with the hook, and we want to use hooks that our competitors are using. And scaling. The rest is the framework for the remaining part of that. So in this case, will be problem, solution, product, offer. And these 3 frameworks that we are going to cover are covering around 90% of the potential buyers. The problem, solution, product, offer. And you want to use this one when the audience knows they have a problem and not just symptoms, and they understand what's wrong but don't know how to fix it. They think maybe a doctor visit, they know they're sick, they need diagnosis plus solution, and sometimes they may even have tried something but without much success. And here is the structure breakdown. So first is the problem. We want to start with acknowledging what's their issue. And here are a few examples. Struggling to stay focused during long work sessions. Can't seem to keep your plants alive no matter what you try. Your phone storage is always full and running slow. And then we go to the solution, where we present the method and the approach needed. Then we continue with the product, where we show our specific solution and our product. Our Nootropics blend provides 8 hours of clean focus without jitter. And lastly, we have a call to action. Next is the second framework, which is for solution-aware audience. And you want to use this when the market has already seen your product, or they're comparing you with your competitors. They need extra convincing about your brand specifically. And here you want to focus on trust building and superiority and social proof. Here we start with the solution. We address their desire directly, then introduce our method or our product. And at the end, again, we have a call to action. And here we can also add some specific promo or specific offer that you might have. And then lastly, we have the symptom, problem, solution, product, offer. And this one is probably the most difficult one to pull out. And the reason for that is because the audience needs a bit more education. They're more top of the funnel audience. But if you figure this one out, you can actually scale. With these two, there is some particular market cap that you can reach. And no matter what you do, you wouldn't be able to scale. But with this one, we can find different type of top of the funnel audiences and convert them and get them as clients. However, as we said, we have to educate them more. So typically it will be a bit more expensive to acquire these customers. But without them, we will be stuck at 6, maybe low 7 figures. So we start with the symptom. And when you want to use this is for audience that experience the symptoms but don't know or understand the root cause. And you need to educate them before you can sell them. So here are the symptoms. Call out what they are experiencing. Getting headaches every day around 2 p.m. And as you can see, this is like very specific. That's why you need to understand your audience so well. And that's why you need to do so much research prior. Notice your houseplants keep dying no matter what you do. Feel like your clothes shrink after every wash. And then explain what's actually causing it and what's happening. So we explain the problem. Blue light from screens is straining your eyes for hours. So that's why you have headaches around 2 p.m. Then present the logical fix. We need to filter blue light during screen time. Then you introduce your product that delivers the solution for that problem. Our blue light glasses block 99% of harmful rays. And lastly, we have an offer. Give them a reason to act now and stop the headaches today with 30-day guarantee. And that's the framework. These are the three main frameworks, as we said. So we start here, and you want to start with your competitor hooks and angles, and then make them your own. And lastly, we want to move to static ads. What I noticed, there isn't like many videos that talk about static ads nowadays. But overall, there is a few main, I would say, variables that affect the end result that you'll get here, and what type of ad you'll get at the end. So the first category is picture of the benefit, picture of the problem, picture of the product, or picture of the product in action. So these are the main four categories you want to have when you're making your static ads. And what does that mean? So for example, let's take an ad right here. So this is picture of the product. This falls in this category. So here, this is like a before and after photo, and this is picture of the benefit. I'm not sure if we have here, we have picture of the product in action. So pretty much all ads fall in one of these categories. Then the next thing is we have to think about the visual. Is it like professional photo? Is it a graphically designed photo? Is it amateur photo made with like an iPhone at home? Or is it AI image? And let's again look at this. Now, in this first example that we looked at, this is amateur photo. This looks like a professional image that is also graphically designed. This looks like a also graphically designed image, professional photo. This is amateur photo. This is like the feature ad, is professional photo again. This one, for example, is likely completely graphically designed or AI generated. And as you can see, pretty much every ad falls in some category. This one is like amateur photo. With that being said, this gives you only like combining these two. It can give you like 16 different variations. And lastly, what you want to include is the type of ad. Usually there is like a few main type of ads that nowadays most brands use. And here, and these are being comparison ads, call out ads, benefits, infographic, feature, testimonials, and promo and discount. The whole idea with static ads is to visually articulate one single idea. And for example, this could be even like a winning video hook. You can turn it into static ads, or first you can test static ads. And if something is working good, then you can turn it into a video. So let's start with the comparison ads. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but essentially what you want to do, typically you have like before and after images, either of your product before and after it's being used, or what many brands do is they compare their product to other brands and showing superiority. So this is great for bottom of the funnel ads. The second one is call out. The call out is directly calling out your potential clients and their problem. Then you have like the benefits ads. Very similar to the call outs. The only difference here, I would say, is you want to add like bullet points on your image and show some of the benefits of using your product and how, again, it is better than competitors. Infographics, you can see what infographic is like. Usually they have like tons of information and they create curiosity. Featured ads is when certain brands show they have been featured either in a certain magazine or a website that their audience is watching and consuming. And the testimonial ads, again, pretty self-explanatory. This is taking a single testimonial and turning it into a visual. And this is something that shows why your product is better, to build a social proof, and to explain the customer experience in a better way with their own words. Here we have a few different examples. And lastly, we have promo and discount ads. These are again like very bottom of the funnel ads, where you're directly giving your potential buyers some sort of a promo or discount to make them take action. And here are a few notes that I want to add for the static ads. So when to choose static ads and when to choose video. Static is great when you have a simple, clear benefit to show, or you have limited budget and timeline. Video ads usually more complicated and time consuming to build. Testing new audiences quickly, or the product benefit is immediately obvious, and when to choose a video. And this is when you need to build belief through demonstration, or it has the problem, or the product has more complex requiring explanation and showing the transformation process, especially when it comes to this type of ads, where you need to educate clients, when you need to educate the buyers more. So with that being said, this is the wrap up of the video. I really hope it was helpful. The next one that's coming up is how, once you make these ads, how to test them. And following that will be probably the most interesting one for many people, the scaling. At the end, we have the whole decision making, and when you test, when you scale, how do you decide what to do next? How do you decide what to pause? How do you decide what action to take? And stay tuned, the new video is coming soon. Thank you for watching.